The end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Well, today I want to jump on that Sharp Interactive board. I want to discuss Toshiba Tec, Toshiba conglomerate. We've all heard the news. The JIP-led consortium's taking out the Toshiba conglomerate. They're going to be the new owners. Isn't the world going to be great? Boy, I'll tell you what, folks, I started reading some of the articles our industry's publishing. And of course, I said yesterday, just let me remind you all, that our industry's media and analysts really are brochure writers. But all the articles I'm reading about this, they're all saying how this is going to be great for Toshiba Tec. This is going to be good for Toshiba Tec. And I just got to ask Toshiba Tec a question. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to do this deal, and right after they sign it, they're going to send Larry White like a $500,000 gift card for Home Depot, and they're going to say, Larry, we want you to go out there and buy a whole bunch of shelves, get some warehouse space, fill those shelves up with toner, and get ready because we're going to send you a whole bunch of printers and MFP. We want you to go out there and beat Konica and beat Canon and beat Ricoh and beat Sharp and beat Kyocera. We want you to prevent Epson from ever getting into the marketplace. We want you to be the biggest print provider in the whole entire United States. Is that really what we all think? I hope not. But I found this article in the Japan Times, and I'm reading this article. I'm thinking, man, these people must actually watch The End of the Day with Ray, because it's really in line with my thinking. And so I want to read this, and I took a part of this article. I want to read this to you because it really does align with my thinking, and then I want to share my thoughts on Toshiba Tec and Toshiba conglomerate. Wary lenders, a watchful government, and activist investors scrutinizing every move. Add to the mix infighting among prospective buyers, including a consortium involving more than 20 different Japanese companies and financial institutions. It's no wonder that Toshiba's buyout decision was delayed for months. The consortium includes 17 Japanese companies, 6 domestic financial firms, as well as JIP and other funds. Toshiba said, without naming the companies and finance firms, financial services giant Oryx and chipmaker Rome are among the companies Bloomberg News previously reported. Here's the paragraph. I want you all to pay attention because it's the most meaningful paragraph. Given the diverse array of companies involved in the consortium, the number of voices vying to steer Toshiba will only increase. That's an additional hurdle for a conglomerate that must now decide which of its operations to sell or keep. Which of its operations to sell or keep. When I read our industry talking about this and they're saying this is going to be great for Toshiba Tec, I got to ask you all this. Why? Why is it going to be great? Our industry has got to stop throwing out these crazy adjectives with no substance. Great, great, great. Good, good, good. Going to be fantastic. Oh my God, it's great. Fantastic. Oh, and every once in a while they'll throw managed IT on the end of it. But why is it great? Should JIP keep Toshiba Tec? Why? If you can't answer that, if they put you all on an airplane, they sent you over to the Japan, put you in the boardroom, the new owners get in there, and they say, why should we keep you? What would your answer be? What would your answer be? Why would we keep? Why should we keep you? Because, ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe they have any intention to keep it Toshiba Tec. That's probably the first thing on the list. I want to share more thoughts on that. Let's look at the numbers. And these were the numbers through 9 months. The year-end numbers will come out soon. I'll get more details around. I'm going to do a pretty intensive analysis of Toshiba and Toshiba Tec when we get their FY ending March of 2023's numbers. And they should be out pretty soon. But here we were 9 months in, $18 billion top line revenue 9 months in. $2.9 billion, 9 months revenue for Toshiba Tec, if you will, retail printing solutions. And ladies and gentlemen, that is 15% of the revenue. At 15% of the revenue, a lot of people would say, well, that's pretty cool, 15% of the revenue. I mean, why would they want to get rid of 15% of their revenue? Well, ladies and gentlemen, they did a $156 million impairment charge against that business unit. And I want you all to keep in mind on this $2.9 billion number for the first 9 months, that has a $291 million positive impact from the Forex. People have reached out to me and they're saying, Ray, when you're talking about these OEMs numbers, they seem to be pretty high lately. Well, the reason they're high is they're being impacted by the weakness in the yen. And right now, that's a $291 million positive when you look at the numbers coming out of Toshiba Tec. But ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter if it's 15% of the revenue. I don't believe they have any faith in the print business. The conglomerate, they did $156 million impairment charge against it. It has $64 million operating losses as far as the Toshiba conglomerate was concerned. The retail business, I kind of like that. But the print business, come on, folks. I mean, what do you really think is going to happen? You think the conglomerate's going to reach out to Larry here in the United States and say, Larry, what do you need to finally beat the revenue of Dex Imaging? What do you need? What do you need us to do? When I talked about the split in revenue of the Toshiba print piece around the world, in Japan, it was barely existing. I don't think the people in Japan even know that Toshiba sells print equipment. When you look at what they're doing here in the United States and what they're doing in Europe, then those numbers are low, folks. They're not doing much more revenue than a couple of mega dealers. Do you think this new investment group's going to throw a bunch of money to try to go into the marketplace and displace Dex Imaging? I mean, come on. I know this sounds tough to hear if you work at Toshiba Tec. But at the end of the day, the industry cannot continue to do what it's doing. It's oversaturated. It has way too many players playing a game that's declining. And Toshiba Tec is completely ripe for complete disruption. And that consortium over there, they're going to focus on these other business units. And when they publish their FY that ends March of 2023, I'm going to dig into these other business units and really be able to share my vision of why they're going to get rid of Toshiba Tec. But I think you all need to be prepared that Toshiba Tec is going to go away. When I shared my thoughts at the third quarter, I told Toshiba Tec to take control of their own destiny, to get together with a private equity group and go to that Toshiba conglomerate and say, we want to get out of here. Here's a check. They'd probably take it. The new owners will probably take it. When I hear them talking in the marketplace about how this is going to be a great thing for Toshiba Tec, I'm thinking, what do you think they're going to do? You got a bunch of companies that came together and they all grabbed some pocket change. They're probably looking in their couch and stuff. Oh, I got some money here. They put it all on a big table. Okay, we got enough. Let's go buy Toshiba. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a mess. They couldn't control the company when they had control over it. Now they got 20 different companies involved in this. The indecisiveness is going to be horrific. Why would Toshiba Tec even want to be part of this? I mean, I'll be honest with you. When this story came out and I worked for Toshiba Tec and they said, what do you think this is going to do? My answer would be, I'm hoping it allows us to get the hell away from those people. Of course, nobody could really say that at Toshiba Tec, couldn't they? Why not? Let me show you my last slide. Let me read the bottom first. Corporate weakness never wins the battles of disruption. Toshiba Tec, you got to take control of your own destiny. Otherwise, you're going to fall victim to this conglomerate that's completely indecisive. It's going to be a completely mismanaged mess. Everybody in the world knows this is coming. You got to do something. You can go to private equity and say, look, private equity, let's just go to Toshiba conglomerate. They're all confused now. They'll probably take a check from us. We could probably get this thing pretty inexpensive. Let's just take it away from the Toshiba conglomerate and go out on our own. You could go to Ricoh and do the same thing. Quite honestly, and I've talked about this before, we know that Ricoh's got those Amazon lockers. They got some retail applications going on themselves. I think Ricoh probably has the infrastructure where they could go out and sell some of the retail products that Toshiba Tec has. And that print piece, they could completely eliminate it. Think about it. All the redundant distribution, eliminated. They could take the best human capital from both companies. They could get rid of a lot of cost in human capital. They could get rid of so much cost that it'd probably turn out to be a pretty good deal for Ricoh. And I say Ricoh because Ricoh's, they got the biggest distribution and they're the most focused in our space, if you will. That's why I say that. Now, what they're doing with this IT and these IT acquisitions that Ricoh's making, I think is a complete disaster. I'd rather see them put their money into Toshiba Tec and take that retail business and take that print business, clean that all up, and go out in the marketplace with that and trying to sell IT services. I think they're going to end up in the same place that Konica ended up. And I say that about Konica because they've never actually proved that All Covered actually makes any money. But if you looked at what was going on at Konica the last few years, it wasn't real pretty. We'll see how they end up for the FY that ends March of 2023. But Ricoh is the one of the OEMs, I believe, that's in the position to do this, which would be the easiest accomplishment, if you will. But Toshiba Tec, it's up to you. I think you got to take charge. I don't know why you think that this conglomerate should be driving your bus anymore. I mean, it's like you got into a bus and you looked at the bus driver and you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, I'm going to put my life in this driver's hands. You know, maybe the driver's, you know, drunk out of his mind, or maybe the driver just looks like there's no way in the world this guy can handle driving this bus. And then you sit in the seat anyway. And then when the big accident happens, you say to yourself, damn it, I should have never got out of this bus. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Toshiba Tec, you got an opportunity, you better get off the bus. Because I don't believe that this consortium buyout of Toshiba is going to benefit you whatsoever. I think it's going to cause you more grief than you could even imagine. I think the indecisiveness is going to be off the chart. I don't see anything good about this whatsoever. And I'm not the only one that thinks that way. Maybe our industry needs to start reading more of the Japan news. Just something to think about, my friends, because everybody watching me knows this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.